Few years ago, I was a consultant to a tech company, and they needed a sales consultant who can really help them, grow their business and have a bigger market share in the US, especially in the West Coast. They had significant presence in East Coast, but West Coast was a bit of a challenge because there is a lot of high competition. Fast forward, what were the three challenges and how did we overcome? Let me share that with you. Hi, if you're new to my channel, my name is Ritika Singh. I talk about everything that I can help you with sales, um, anything in any space, and I recently have incorporated some other strategies that you can use not only professionally but personally as well, and they will get you exponential results. So come on, let's dive in. What are the challenges that every company faces and every salesperson faces? And I did too. However, because I had been in this space for a long time, I kind of did some prep work, put the business plan together, how I'm going to do, what I'm going to do, and that really helped me, the preparation. So number one that every company is doing, or kind of not putting enough thought as they could, is having a niche, knowing their niche inside out. That is extremely important. Really knowing who is your target audience, who is going to spend 20 minutes on the Zoom call to listen to your presentation. Extremely important. You need to know your niche. However, this is the place where it's going to take most of the time in determining for a salesperson to understand the niche. If the company offers variety of products, so you will choose the territory and your niche and who you're going to approach, etc., etc. Second, what is it that you can offer, or I should say, what is your value proposition? I'm going to take an extra minute here and really talk about value proposition, because I really believe that every salesperson needs to really hone on and really fine tune their value proposition. They don't spend time, they think it's a waste of time, but no, it's one tool that helps you really set the stage. If you don't set the stage, your meeting is going to be all over the place, and it's not going to be, you'll not be able to clarify what is it that you do. So it's for you, it's for your own benefit to have a value proposition. And there's another video that I do about really how to put a value proposition together and really articulate it with practicing it over and over and really incorporating everything into a short 2 to 3 sentences or maybe shorter, and how it is always an evolving presentation, is always evolving. So really emphasize on your value proposition. In fact, some of the seasoned companies who hire consulting companies like McKinsey, and when they come in, they really focus a lot on these things. What is it that the company focuses? I'll give you an example. Some companies are really green, so they really say that's our value proposition. We're big into green, we're big into saving trees, saving paper, we're all green, all our products are green, something to that effect. But as an individual, you cannot say I'm all green, or you can if you want to, but you have to know what resonates the most with you. And I do that with my students, help them articulate their message. Number three, my favorite and the most important, your USP. Why you? What is so unique about you? Do you know that? That's the biggest struggle that everybody has. Most of my students struggle with understanding what is their USP. They're like, we're just here to sell. Yeah, but you got to do more. Things are different, life is different, and it's going to progressively get different because our beautiful friend AI is here, and it's moving at an exponential speed. So we really need to know, why should I be working with you? It doesn't matter what space you're in. So really know your USP. And one of the best way to find out your USP is sitting down in silence with yourself, because all these three things are interrelated. If you know your niche and you know what you're offering, you will know your USP, because you have to have that internal dialogue with yourself, that why is it that you believe in what you're offering, and how is that your service is helping the other person, and how do you see that? So you really have to work with your own lens and be able to articulate that message with your value proposition to the other person. That makes sense? That's why it's so important to have your value proposition in line. You got to know that very, very well. And once you know your value proposition, you've set the stage, you know your USP, because you're clear. The more clarity that you have in what you're going to say, the easier it's going to be. Knowing your niche, in my early on years in sales, my niche, for example, was biotech space and medical devices. Executives, all C-level executives, never had an issue, hesitated or had any kind of fear or what do you call those syndrome, where FOMO or whatever. I never had it, because I just thought they're just humans. I mean, what is the worst thing they can say is no, and it just didn't bother me at all. So, and what is your value proposition? I'm very good at it. I think I enjoy making value propositions for myself. The three things that I always talk about in my value proposition: how long I've been doing what I'm doing, how am I helping people in your space, and what is it that I enjoy the most about what I do. And because these are the things that resonate with humans in any age, in any whatever age group they're in, like, okay, why are you doing what you're doing? Do you even know? And how long is it that you've been doing? And who have you helped? Those are the questions that come to my mind, that I want the answers to those questions before I can even see the product. So I articulate my value proposition around those three questions. And then my USP is very natural. I'm very personable. I don't hesitate sharing about myself if I have to kind of just make myself relatable. The more relatable you are, the easier it is for people to really speak up and open up with you. And now, when I say relatable, that doesn't mean that you have to relate with a 60-year-old when you are in your early 30s, or you cannot. But what you can do is share the joys in your life. That's really what I really talk about. For example, I will just say, if I know they have grandkids, I'm like, what a joy, so how many grandkids do you have? They're like, oh, I have 4 grandkids. I'm like, that's so cute. What is their age group? I will never ask it. Or the age group, oh, they range from 4 to 16. I said, that's beautiful. So you really enjoy going to their graduation ceremonies and, all their performances. They're like, yes. And I said, yeah, I was at my kids' performance a couple of weeks ago, and it was such a joy to see that and make those videos, and so see the little ones. That's how you become relatable. I hope this helps. Keep in mind your niche, your value proposition, and your unique selling point. Stay tuned for more videos from Ritika. Take care. Bye.